Dawn breaks over a still Bavarian forest, as if the trees themselves are holding a terrible secret. In a pine-scented hollow, a lone jogger discovers a scene frozen in time. A circle of masks and antlers around a cold stone. Candles have burned down to nothing. Footprints lead into the woods, and then they simply vanish. At the lab, the evidence offers no answers. The prints are nothing but wax and bark. Locals whisper of ancient folklore, of the wild hunt, nodding as if they've heard this story before. The ritual feels ancient, but the planning is chillingly modern. This is not an isolated event. In Seoul, investigators find sticky notes in 3 languages inside a bare apartment, a cryptic puzzle of bus lines that translation apps can't solve. On the slopes of Cape Town, a body is discovered at a cave mouth, arranged in a spiral of beads and ash that the wind should have scattered. Elders speak of ancestors. Police suspect a staged scene. Both can be true. 2 nights later, unseen hands have swept the spiral clean. Across the Andes, a victim appears inside a locked chapel. The doors bolted from within, the candles still warm. These are not random acts. They are messages, written in a language of fear. And in a world connected by data streams, a rumor in one time zone becomes a threat in another before sunrise. Translation turns fragments into myths, and myths into motives. We have seen the eerie details. Now we must trace the invisible threads that connect them. At 3 in the morning, a boarder turns a chase into a waiting game. In Warsaw, a translator warms her hands against a rain-streaked window as a Bavarian detective waits on the line. An Interpol red notice flashes across her screen, and the slow dance of international cooperation begins. These alerts become requests, and requests become warrants. But treaties and laws move at a crawl, while technology sprints. What happens when a suspect sleeps under the protection of one law, but the evidence lies in another country? The hunt begins with a single lead. City cameras track a coat and a gate from an airport to an alley. Global DNA databases search for a match across continents. A grain of pollen found on a victim can pinpoint a single unmarked field 1,000 miles away. Digital forensics unearths deleted messages, tracing a suspect's path through languages and time zones. This is the new landscape of crime, where travel is easy, communication is encrypted, and harm can scale in an instant. It is a world where the hunt is not just for a suspect, but for the truth lost somewhere between folklore and forensics.